From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Wednesday, December 4th. It is cold this morning, but warmer, relatively speaking, than yesterday. We are in the 20s. Very windy conditions today, though, so that wind chill is going to make it feel colder than the actual temperatures. We are going to get above freezing today, but then we're going to dip back down into the very cold temps tonight, and there's a chance for a little bit of snow.
The holidays are all about sharing with family. Meals, couches, stories, Grandma's secret pecan pie recipe. And now you can also share a cart with Instacart Family Carts. Everyone can add what they want to one group cart from wherever they are. So you don't have to go from room to room to find out who wants cranberry sauce, or whether you should get mini marshmallows for the yams, or collecting votes for sugar cookies versus shortbread. Just share a cart, and then share the meals and the moments. Download the Instacart app and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Plus, enjoy free delivery on your first 3 orders. Service fees and terms apply.
Credit Karma is your evolved financial assistant, making managing your finances simpler and more tailored to you. Join us at creditkarma.com to start your personalized financial journey today and continue to grow with our innovations. Credit Karma. Evolve your finances.
Breaking news this morning, IMPD dispatch confirms there is a crash involving a Warren Township school bus and an ambulance. Dispatchers say there are minor injuries, but we don't know if that involves any students. This is at Mithofer and 38th Street on the far east side. More breaking news. A civil trial against former State Attorney General Curtis Hill could start next week on allegations that he groped a former state lawmaker and 3 legislative aides. Our news-gathering partners at the Indiana Capitol Chronicle say a Marion Superior Court judge declined a request from Hill's attorneys to delay the civil battery trial. The judge now says he expects to hold jury selection Monday. The allegations against Hill date back to March of 2018 when the plaintiffs accuse Hill of unwanted touching at a party celebrating the end of the State House session. Hill has consistently denied the allegations, calling them false and vicious. Hill tried to make a political comeback by running for governor this year, but he finished last among 6 candidates in the Republican primary. Your statewide news network covers Wabash County, where a wanted man is wounded after a shootout with state troopers. It happened yesterday at a home in North Manchester. ISP says officers went to serve warrants on a home. As they tried to take the people inside into custody, someone fired, forcing officers back. Investigators say 2 people came out, and negotiations tried to get Jacob Slocum to do the same. When he refused, a SWAT team went in. State police say Slocum fired towards the troopers, and they fired back, leaving him with severe injuries. Turning now to IT-Mate. The fate of 2 IMPD officers on trial for manslaughter may depend on how the jury interprets the word restrained. The officers are on trial for the death of Herman Whitfield III in 2022. IT-Mate's Cody Fisher has key moments of yesterday's testimony.
Some of the testimony today centered around if officers properly restrained Herman Whitfield III when they were putting him in handcuffs. Now, one of the officers involved in putting handcuffs on Herman testified today that he had crossed his legs and lifted them up towards his back so that Herman could not move while the other officers placed him in handcuffs. Now, that hold is what is being hotly debated in the courtroom. The jurors have now seen every angle of the body camera video from all 6 officers who were there. The placement of Whitfield's legs while being handcuffed is so important because he was also in a prone position face down. IMPD's general orders say that anyone in a prone position with their hands and feet restrained is in danger of asphyxiation, which is what the coroner says Whitfield died of. Now, the prosecution is building their argument to say that by having Whitfield's legs crossed and raised, he was improperly restrained. But all of the officers who have testified on the stand so far say that their understanding and their definition of the word restrained within the IMPD general orders is that restrained means someone's hands are handcuffed to their feet. And because they did not handcuff Whitfield's feet to his hands, he was not improperly restrained, which plays into the defense's arguments that the officers did not break IMPD protocol. For IT-Mate, I'm Cody Fisher for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
An iconic restaurant on the southwest side is charred and damaged this morning, 45 years after it first burned down. Video shows the heavy smoke coming from Man's Grill in a fire on Monday night. IT Mate's Kat Sandoval talked to investigators about what sparked the flames.
This was a scene Monday night, right before 11 p.m., as captured by the Citizen app. White smoke billowing from the restaurant. Around 70 firefighters battled the fire. You can barely make out the fire trucks, just flashing red lights. Thankfully, no one was injured.
I had a kind of little bit of a moment of levity that Man's Grill is burning, and I know what it means to the community down there.
The Wayne Township Fire Department says the fire was accidental, but they don't know what started it.
Throughout the day with some daylight, it makes that process a little easier to go through, but there's a lot of debris, a lot of fire damaged portions of the building that have to be sought through.
They believe it started near the washer and dryer at the back of the building. The majority of the fire damage was in the back by the kitchen. The front of the building, where the dining room is located, sustained water and smoke damages. Captain Weimer said it took an hour to control the fire. During the day, you can barely see the damage to the front of the brick building, just yellow caution tape. Many customers drove by, many in disbelief of what happened, but determined to see that the restaurant opens again.
I'm gonna help them get it back open. I want this place to open back up as soon as possible. I know the community does.
Firefighters say the last time the restaurant caught on fire was 45 years ago, and it was rebuilt.
It's more than just food. There's relationships that are built, and This is a place for family.
Lawson tells me this restaurant is a staple in this community. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm IT Mate's Kat Sandoval, Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Longtime Sheridan High School football coach Bud Wright says he was forced to resign after 59 years at the school. He says it's the culmination of a conflict that started when he was suspended briefly earlier this season. Wright tells News 8 that he was told he could resign or be fired. The superintendent of Sheridan Community Schools did not address that claim in a statement to News 8. Superintendent says they worked with Coach Wright regarding his coaching future. After discussion and consultation with his family, Coach Wright agreed this would be his final season. Wright just finished his 59th season at Sheridan and his 60th season as a coach overall. He led the Blackhawks to 9 state championships and more than 450 wins. His team was 7-6 this past season. Wright tells News 8 that he will continue to work in football next season. In his words, at some level, doing something. Last week, his son, Kevin Wright, was named the new head football coach at Carmel High School. IU football coach Kurt Signetti says we aren't done and we aren't satisfied, even though his team is in line for a playoff spot and he's the Big Ten's coach of the year. That was his reaction as he was named the league's top coach by both the media and a vote of the other Big Ten coaches yesterday. He told the Big Ten Network despite preseason predictions, he always believed the Hoosiers would have a good team. He says the rest of the team bought in once they started winning.
You know, once you start winning and it builds confidence and belief, and then the people start showing up in the stadium, it just kind of snowballs, and really felt like that could happen here too.
Signetti is the third IU coach to win Coach of the Year. IU is now number 9 in the latest rankings from the College Football Playoff Committee, but the Hoosiers are 10th in the bracket projection. That means if the playoff were happening today, the Hoosiers would travel to play Georgia in the first round. Notre Dame has moved up to the 4th spot in the rankings, but is the 6th seed. As of now, the Fighting Irish would host Alabama in the first round. Final rankings come out this Sunday, December 8th at noon.
The product we put on the floor right now as a group is embarrassing. You know, I think there needs to be a reality check right now, individually and collectively. Guys need to look at themselves in the mirror and ask themselves what they can do better. And that starts with me. I have to be a better leader.
That's Tyrese Halliburton after the Pacers' 7th straight loss on the road this season. Pacers fell to the Raptors 122-111 in Toronto last night. Indiana had 17 turnovers in the first half and trailed by 17 points at halftime. Pacers will try again on the road tonight against the Nets in Brooklyn. Colts tight end Kylan Granson is helping local kids celebrate the holidays with a shopping spree. The annual Shop with a Jock event happened yesterday at a Walmart on West 86th Street. It's part of a Giving Tuesday effort to give back to local students. Organizers say 85 elementary school students from Warren Township got $100 gift cards to spend on their holiday wish lists. Each bought a book for Granson's literacy-based foundation, too. He says this all helps set kids up for success.
I feel like it's part of my duty as a football player, to give back to the community and give back to these kids, because I was once them. I was once, a child, and, giving these kids the foundations and like the basic life skills of reading, comprehension, setting those life skills early helps build them up to higher success later on in life.
Officials at Walmart say the number of kids in this year's shopping spree more than doubled the amount from last year. In national news, the transition team of President-elect Donald Trump says an agreement is now in place to put appointees through FBI background checks. Trump was using private companies rather than traditional screenings to vet potential candidates. Trump's chief of staff says the deal also allows the transition team additional access to information from federal agencies. No word yet which appointees will go through the FBI checks. South Korea's political upheaval has led to a motion to impeach President Yoon Suk Yeol. He's facing pressure to leave office after he imposed martial law that prompted troops to encircle parliament. Lawmakers voted within 6 hours to lift it. The impeachment vote could happen as soon as Friday. Impeaching Yoon would require support from 2/3 of parliament and at least 6 of the 9 members of a constitutional court. Queen Bee has a new reign. Beyonce has a new honor from Billboard, the greatest pop star of the 21st century. Magazine says that while Taylor Swift is the century's biggest pop star by the numbers, the editorial staff chose Beyonce based on her full 25 years of influence, evolution, and impact. Beyonce has won a record 32 Grammys and is nominated for more in the ceremony coming up in January. Swift is second on the Billboard's list, Rihanna third, followed by Drake and Lady Gaga. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Forget one-size-fits-all diets. With Noom, you get a personalized weight loss plan that's tailored to your lifestyle. Have cravings? Food FOMO? Noom can help you lose weight while still enjoying your favorite foods. Noom's users love the flexible approach, blending psychology and biology to help you lose weight in a way that's sustainable for you. Plus, you can rest assured Noom's approach is grounded in science. They've published more than 30 peer-reviewed scientific articles describing their methods and effectiveness. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.